All right.
There were 2,206 reported injuries from vending machines and 4 deaths.
Interesting.
In 2015.
Welcome to the Whiskey and Whitetails podcast.
Had to get it in right at the start.
This is episode 68.
68.
Matt is disgusting. I don't even know what day it is we released this.
It's Monday.
It is. Well, it is Monday, so there you go. Happy Monday,
Monday
folks.
in April.
Get my phones off the table.
Yeah, we've been doing things and stuff.
It's been a busy day. But
yes.
It's a nice reprieve to sit down with a microphone in your face. And a pretty bottle. I always like New Riff bottles, man.
That's the Simply Stogie's pick.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes. And I was going to briefly, if you wanted to do a New Riff pick, you can. They want you to come to the, do we have anything to talk, like, really? No. I mean, here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah. You can go to whiskeyWhitetails.com, use code podcast, save 20% off everything in there. And
you can also hang out with us and these guys up here.
Yep.
Join our Patreon.
Which is patreon.com/whiskeyandwhitetails. It's very easy to join. You click a tier and then it's just like buying anything else.
It's a subscription.
And then you get an email from me and I tell you everything. And if you have any questions, we help walk you through it because you're going to want to
you get some cool opportunities to be a part of some neat things that we do, a cool community, do some hangs on Thursdays sometimes. Yeah, I had to stop wearing mine.
Yeah, I take it off because I can't stop looking at it.
You see that?
Dude,
scab?
Look at that.
Well, this is I had to replace the battery and it's gotten old. So I had to really get into the back of it and it ate it up. And then one day I was like, man, what is up with so I took it off and the rough bits of the metal had slowly been just eating away at my arm.
Same thing. That's what that is. I have the exact same. It's in the same spot, huh? Right in front of the bone.
Oh, how about that?
Isn't that weird? Yeah, mine's from that as well. I had to replace the battery. I think I'm going to buy another one.
I'm thinking about it too. I like them a lot. And I've had the one at the house for almost 4 years. And other than replacing the battery, you could beat the hell out of those things. And they just keep going.
The Army gave me that thing. And it's like just now the top button, which I got out of the Army 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I had it for like 2 years. So I've had it almost 8 years.
Yeah.
But the top button doesn't work now.
No.
Not that I really use it for anything, but
you don't use the altimeter or the
compass? No.
Well, they used to be super expensive. The newer versions kind of taken the place, and you can still get these for much less now. So it's much more reasonable to replace them. But anyways.
It's a Sunto core. We did all that talking. I didn't say what it was.
Anyways.
Well, I mean, what does it matter? Yeah, the New Riff pick. Are we done with everything? Oh, we had group therapy last night, which was good.
Yeah, I missed it.
You were hockeying it up.
What time did you guys start? Because I tried
8.
Oh, it was at 8. Okay, I tried to hop in at 7:30 and nobody was there, and I was like, oh, maybe I misunderstood. My game started at 8:15, so I was in the locker room. But got out and I saw that you guys were still on, and so I hurried up and got dressed and ran into the bar to close my tab because I had a beer before the game. And by the time I got back out to my truck, it was literally like 15 minutes. You guys had all gotten off, and I was like, oh, I felt like the little kid that showed up to the park and everybody had already left. You know.
It was like an hour and a half. I had to cut it off because like every time we do that, we just talk. I mean, I didn't cut off. I just was like, I have to go.
Yeah.
But every time we do that, we just talk. I mean, all kinds of stuff comes up. And I mean, we're never just sitting there quietly. Like,
no, well, and there's some folks on there that will sit there all night.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we randomly hopped on with some we week or two ago, and we were up till almost 2 in the morning. So it was after the market one night.
And it's cool to listen to everybody, just talk about what you did today. And we discussed, we went back onto the podcast that we did with Gun Monkeys.
Oh, yeah?
And,
oh, man.
Yeah. So I let all those guys know why it wasn't published. And,
oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That sucks I missed that. Oh, well.
I told them about my idea for after the market, too.
Oh, the interview thing?
Yeah.
That's
I think it'd be entertaining.
I think it would be entertaining too.
It's something that would be a playlist that you could just like click through. You'd watch one and be like, I gotta watch more of these. But yeah, New Riff. So they want you to come to the distillery. They don't really want to do the mail thing, but they will mail you samples. But they've changed how they do it now. They don't you don't really get, it's like you get maybe you get 3 samples, I think. And then if you don't like any of the 3, then that's it. Bye. Thanks for coming. But if you go to the distillery, which is what they did, you get like a distillery tour and you get like a sheet with a bunch of different tasting notes and flavors. And then you can pick off the sheet. And then I think they still do it this way, but they give it to you blind. So you come in a room and the 5 things you picked are there and you blind. That way you're not going, I want the one that said it tastes like cinnamon or whatever.
Yeah.
And then after that, you go into round 2 of the blind. You pick 2 favorites, and then you pick one or whatever. But anyway, so I'm guessing that's what they did.
That's cool.
But yeah.
So I want to go back to something you said. You said if you do the mail-in thing, they send you a few, and then if you don't like those,
that's it. You lose your place on
tough titty.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting ready to ask. So there is a line to do it. If you don't like what they send you, you got to go back to the end of the process. Oh, okay.
They don't play. It's because there's so many.
Well,
people.
there's got to be a lot. Yeah.
They can't just. I mean, plus, and think about people that are like, do you have something a little better than these? Just like to answer that question all the time.
Right.
I would do the same way.
36 samples later, like, bro, you got to pick something.
Yeah. So I think they tell you that right off the front. Like, this is what you get.
Yeah.
Pick one of these 3 or
I'd imagine it's not the better of the options either.
I don't know. I would assume the best option is going to be at the distillery.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, sounds like a synthetic cork, I guess.
You mad?
Yeah, I don't like when pops aren't exciting. Those are fresh.
Oh, okay, sorry. It's a habit.
When pops aren't exciting, it upsets me. That was half the point.
Right?
Know?
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, since we're pushing buttons, you know what button we haven't pushed in a long time that we can push today?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. New product alert. We started making these for like shows and stuff and custom one-off ones. But we're going to start offering them. And I only have 5 right now. They're kind of hard to... The issue is the material, is getting the material. We have Blanton's lid holders. It's a barrel lid, just a front corner. And it's got whatever. By the time this episode comes out, I will have it all on the site. I got the last thing I needed last night to fill the things, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a picture of the 5 that we have, and then just make the 1, 2, 3. So they're in order. So picture number 1, and I'm gonna put measurements of what size they are.
Okay.
And then you will select your option for the one you want, and then once that one's gone, it's gone. And
so just different variants with a quantity of 1, basically.
Yeah. So the picture equates to what you're buying.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is number 1. This is the size of it. Whatever.
Nice.
And we don't know what they're going to be priced yet. But I also have Blanton's lids. I have 2 full sets. So I might have that as an add-on that you can buy it with a full set of lids. Am I doing stuff?
No, I'm just making sure. I'm just double checking myself.
Let's give this a smell, a sniff.
Ethanol.
It's not that ethanol. This is 112 and a half.
Well, I stuck my nose halfway in there,
Proof.
so I got a lot of it.
Barrel number 6518. This barrel was distilled on 10/31/17. It was bottled on 3/22/22.
Damn, so it hasn't been in the barrel but a couple weeks.
What?
It hasn't been in the barrel in the bottle more than a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, no. We just got it yesterday.
Very
In
cool.
the mail yesterday. On the nose.
On the nose, I get graham cracker.
Do you?
Yeah, and honey.
I do get a lot of honey. I was trying to figure out there's a fruit element, and I was going to be clever and be like almost like summer spring fruit soaked in honey, aged in honey.
Japanese mango,
or what?
Grown on the southern peninsula.
What do you say? Golden kiwi.
Yeah.
Golden kiwi drizzled with
artisanal
dollop of
artisanal dandelion honey.
Southern dandelion honey. This ain't no northern
honeysuckle honey.
Honeysuckle
made
honey.
from millions of individually plucked
bee
honeysuckle.
legs.
Bee legs. There's a reason honeybees are extinct.
Yeah, because that's the only way you can get the honey from them. Pre-hive, you have to pluck their little legs off.
Terrible.
Feel bad for honeybees. It's a weird life.
It is a weird life, man.
You imagine just listening to a woman, everything she says, you do everything she says. You have to go to work every day and collect honey to then bring it home so she's happy and she just sits at home.
Except the queen bee really does just fucking sit around.
Yeah, she doesn't do much.
All she does.
Yeah.
Can she even fly?
You're asking the wrong fella.
Ugh.
I'm not an anthropologist or whatever it is. Is that right?
No. The person that studies bugs are called
an insectopologist.
I think it's
an insectopologist.
I think it's an entomologist.
Entomologist.
I know someone that has a degree in that. I'm going to look it up now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
A degree in insect topology.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it's called. It is called...
We're intentionally letting this open up.
Entomology.
Entomology.
I have a guy that I know who's got an advanced degree in entomology, and he worked in the field for a while doing research, and he's like, science doesn't pay very good. as important as it is, like you would think there'd be more money in it. He's like, there's not. So he ended up.
It's all grants, right?
A lot of it is, yeah, and you kind of have to hop from project to project and hope that you get funding. It's not much different than some of the work we do, but our stuff is more long term, right? But he ended up getting out of that and becoming a Harley salesman, selling Harleys, making way better money.
Yeah.
Selling Harleys and then through that met a guy who was impressed with his salesmanship and got him into government work. And he ended up, he's like a cybersecurity guy doing stuff for the government. But his nickname is Bug.
Bug?
Yeah. Everybody calls him Bug. Anyways, sorry.
No,
Rand.
That's good. I have to. I was gonna wait till later, but I'm gonna have to do it now since you mentioned Harley salesman. You're my boss in this scenario. I need Saturday night off.
Okay. Did we have something? Oh, Saturday, the market. Okay. What's happening?
I have to drive to Gay Lax. Sorry, I don't know why I said it that way. Virginia. Because I bought a motorcycle.
You bought a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Is that why you said I have something going on Friday and I'm not sure when? Did you think you were driving up there today?
No. I had work stuff going on today.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, I bought a, yeah.
You've been talking about it since the moment you sold the last one you had.
Man. I've
been
that one itching and itching.
Yeah, you sold that one and the next day was like, I want another motorcycle.
Because I sold it because I was like, people here can't drive. It's just too risky. But then I'm like, okay, this is a Saturday morning thing. I hop on it, ride around. Yeah, I run to the store.
I would never commute daily.
Yeah, I'm not going to drive it all over the place.
I see people that drive like daily on a motorcycle. And I'm just like, you're just asking to.
Well, I see them at work, and I'm like, I don't know where you live, but that was risky.
I have, as you're aware, I've lived all over the world. I've traveled all over the United States. I have seen with my own eyes more motorcycle accidents in this city than anywhere else.
Oh yeah,
I've lived here longer, but it just happens all the time.
It's in the news almost every day. Somebody got killed.
Somebody getting ran off the road. I've seen a fight because a guy cut someone else off and then gave him the finger, and then he had this big rope and he with the ball on the end of it. They swing off their handlebars. He hit the side of the truck with it. The guy got out and it was scary. Anyways. But yeah, definitely a Saturday morning chill thing.
Yeah. I don't know that I'll ever even leave. I don't say ever, but it very rarely will I even leave the island. Like I might ride out to Folly and whatever. No drinking and driving.
Ooh. Well, that's a lot.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, it's a nice way to put it.
That's a ton of flavor.
It is.
Full on hug too.
Yeah, it is really warm up front, but not in a bad way. Like, I'm here. Hello.
There's hardcore caramel on the end.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was gonna say. Is it drinks kind of hot up front, but then it mellows out really quick, and it's very smooth as it finishes. Smooth.
You said the S word.
I'm sorry. That's not something that a
bourbon personalities
would say.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is.
I don't know what that is in the mouth. It's almost like it's almost like a candy. Like there's a Like I'm thinking like dots maybe.
Dots?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like a candy veneer, like a candy finish. You know what I mean? Not like the candy itself, but like the shit they put on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
The doesn't melt in your hand stuff. That. Shellac. I don't know what it's called.
Skittles, like the stuff on Skittles.
Do you know that the stuff on Skittles is made of, it's got pig in it? Like pig fat?
I know where you're going out with this.
I am not saying that on camera, but that is where I was going.
Is that something that's done?
Oh, yeah.
As like a, here you go, and then, that's fucked up. Excuse the language. No, don't excuse the language. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
There's so many things I want to say, jokes I want to make that are just not appropriate. But
when I was there,
yeah,
I saw people and I was like, why Skittles? And they were like, I was like, that's wrecked. That's not nice. So yeah, if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you can't eat Skittles anymore. Sorry. Or if you're Muslim. Do Jews eat pigs? No, you're not. You can't have pigs if you're Jewish, right? Pretty sure that's in the Bible. They're unclean.
No, I think it has to be, I don't know, man.
I don't either. You know what I want to do? I want to have a rabbi on to ask him that question, but also I want to talk about kosher bourbon.
Oh, yeah?
We need to find a rabbi. Shouldn't be too hard.
What about somebody who just practices the Jewish faith? Would that be enough?
Maybe. You have to ask him ahead of time, like, hey, do you know? Because I figure a rabbi, but he'd be like, what do you want me to come in here for? And I'm like, just
one question.
One question. Well, two now. Can you eat Skittles? And explain to me kosher bourbon.
Oh, man.
Because I looked at it. I understand kosher bourbon. It's like if you're a Jew and you own a distillery, you have to, for during whatever that time frame is, I don't know if it's a day or a week or a month, you cannot own a distillery. You can't own any liquor. So you have to like sell it to someone. And Buffalo Trace does this every year. They sell the distillery to this guy for $1 and he has to willingly sell it back. It can't be a joke. So the guy could be like, no.
This economy sucks, and I just decided I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
That would be.
Yeah. It can't be a trick wink, wink.
That, my friends, is a bourbon heist.
Yeah, that would be a heist.
Okay.
You buy the entire distillery for $1.
And then you're just like, I'm not gonna sell it back to you.
Yeah. That would
Dude,
he must trust that Jewish guy or that non-Jewish guy a lot.
That's something else, man.
Could you imagine the amount of trust?
I wonder if I get my name on the list to be that guy for the day.
That would be cool. If we do it different guy every year, I'd be like, sure, I'll do it. And then
gotcha.
You're fired. Yeah, I don't know.
Man, there's got to be some legalese or something in the document that makes that
possibly, but according to the Jewish faith, cinnamon now, no, star of anise maybe.
Cook with that a lot, do you?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Star of anise, my ass. Do you know how much that shit costs?
I have some.
Do you?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of it. What's the really expensive?
It is expensive. The bag's like this big and it was like $30.
No, it's more than that. The one I'm thinking of is more than that. It's like hundreds of dollars for like a small amount. I can't remember what it's called.
Pellet.
They cook with it on the sometimes.
Pangolin.
Okay, I don't know. I don't remember the name.
Pangolin. Do you know what pangolin is?
No.
Look up a pangolin.
Pangolin?
Yeah. A pangolin.
Jamie, you look that up? we need somebody. I got too many phones.
One for the plug and one for the dope.
I got two. Anyways.
Yeah, pangolin, they're like endangered because Asian folks think if you take their scales and grind it up and make tea out of it, it saves your life.
That is weird looking.
It's a cool looking animal. It looks like a chart, it looks like a Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They're pretty cool.
Charizard. Pangolin.
Pangolin, yeah. Have you seen is it
weird?
There's a segment. I'll just beep it out. You got to write this down. 1936, beat this out. There's a segment on that comedian's show that I like.
Yeah.
He's kind of political.
Yeah.
But it's called, is it Pokemon or is it?
What?
Yeah. And they say.
Oh, names?
Yeah.
But that's a great segment.
I bet it is.
I don't watch it more. Oh, is it on his
it's on his Patreon thing.
Okay.
It's on Patreon. It's something else, but yeah.
Got it.
But it's like, I was like that. For someone that doesn't know any of those names.
Yeah.
I know one, you know.
Can you imagine being in their meeting for that week and be like, all right, Tom, your assignment for the week, I need you to look up the most asinine and ridiculous.
Yeah. Find 100 of the best not known.
Those.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do a thing with them.
Use incognito mode. And someone else's computer.
At a minimum.
Use a library computer. Don't.
Oh, God, it would take you a month.
Okay, there's some mint to it.
Oh, it opened up on the nose a lot more to caramel, or like burnt brown sugar.
Yeah,
dark brown sugar,
dark sugar. Yeah, there's some mint now that I'm getting
on the palate.
On the palate. Overall, I'm very pleased with it. I think they did a good job.
Cool. So I had something. Somebody reached out to the info at. And I saved it for this podcast.
Yeah,
we have another magazine. That would like to interview us.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you want to do it or not. We'll talk about it more later, but it's cool, I guess.
Why not?
Yeah. Do you know, have you heard anything about the Fireside app?
No.
It's like the way I gather, it's like kind of like Clubhouses where people all join in and have a chat.
Didn't Clubhouse go really bad?
I don't know. It's still around, but it was super popular and then it just fell off quick. I don't know what. But I keep getting messages about joining Fireside, and I responded back and was like, "This is the third time you guys have reached out, and we're always open to collaborate and do stuff with other people. I want to make sure. Like, can you give me some more information on how this platform works?
Yeah,
I'm not going to show up and spend time joining this virtual Fireside where everybody's just competing for everyone else's attention or whoever the host is. Because they're talking about Jay Leno hosting something and yada yada.
Because that'll fit.
And I'm like, I'm not going to sit and compete for attention with people. I got more important things to do, and they haven't responded back. So,
yeah,
there's a lot out there, man.
There's a lot of.
If you start a business of any kind, you'll find very quickly there are a lot of people that will come to you, and they want to help you, but really, it's mostly about what's in it for them.
Yeah, almost always
the genuine empathy and genuine like reaching out to say, hey, I like what you're doing. I think we can maybe do stuff in the future. But in the meantime, until we figure what that is, how can I help you? Like, that doesn't happen often enough.
We've had cigar platforms, for instance, reach out and be like, let's do this thing. And we're like, sick. We would love to. And we talk to them and we get down the rabbit hole with them. And then they're like, all we need is 10 grand. And then you're like, what? That's not 10 grand, but you know what I mean? They want money.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you're just selling. You're not trying to collab. You're trying to make me feel like we're collabing, and then you're selling me something.
Right.
And that's 9 times out of 10. That's the reason. Like, we got one yesterday. They said, I don't know if you looked at it. It said, do you want to be published? Was the
I get that there's a lot of stuff I get.
But it's somebody that we follow. You know, we tag each other in photos. But they want us to come over. They want us to tell our story and all this stuff. And it's like, you know, interested, but I'm skeptical, so I'm not going to even respond. Because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be just that plain and simple and easy, but the likelihood of that is pretty low. Did you have the plug of the week? If not, I do.
Go ahead. I completely forgot about it.
Excuse you.
Is that it? That's the plug of the week? I didn't even hit your button first. All right.
It's time for the pod of the week.
This is a dual plug.
Yes.
Oh, I was going to wait till you're done.
I'm listening.
Okay. The Valor and Honor Outdoors, which we met at at Patrick's Dinner last year. With like everybody there. So they reached out and they were taking a bunch of veterans on a turkey hunt. They bought 6 turkey calls from us.
Nice.
And they maintained our record, 100% kill rate.
Really?
Yep.
Love it.
So
go us.
Yeah. So thank you to Valor and Honor Outdoors. Give them a shout, a follow on the Instagrams or the Facebook or whatever. Yep. Great group of fellas. They had bought turkey call from us last year, and I don't remember which one went to San Diego, and their room got robbed and that somebody stole our turkey call. So
That's so San Diego.
Yeah.
So California.
so California. Yep. And under 15,000, and we don't prosecute. Or 15.
Bro, I watched I love watching the videos of people robbing places down
yeah.
there. Like this dude walking.
It's like 20 people will walk in a store and just take shit.
Dude, this kid, I say kid, he couldn't have been more than 16, 17 years old with a pair of like wire cutters or, snips, 10 snips, something like that. He's walking in through Home Depot, through all the tools in the boxes, or you have the spider wrap or whatever around him.
Yeah.
And he's just like, snip, grabs that one. And the guy's standing there just like, the employees, they can't do anything.
Can't do nothing.
You can't touch them because
What a
you immediately
stupid
get
rule.
sued. Right. And like the employee like snatches a box away from him, and the kid just kind of looks at him like, and just keeps walking. Like there's no repercussions for anything. So you can go in there and do some shopping and tally up. Okay, if I steal those tools, I can go sell those, resell them or whatever. They're worth $1,100 and I'm not going to get prosecuted. In what world does that make sense? Anyways.
I don't have anything to say.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
fine.
that stupid.
It is. You're right.
If you had told me this was going to happen, I'd be like, never.
No way, right?
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird, whatever. I can see why people are leaving that state. I totally see it. Totally, bruh.
Well, they're not just, I mean, they are leaving in droves.
Yeah, they're out of U-Hauls. You can't even get a U-Haul. It's real.
because no one's moving there.
Yeah, they're all coming.
So there's no influx.
Yep. They were paying people to drive. I think it was Austin or somewhere like right into Texas. They were paying people to go down there and pick them up and drive them back. What are you trying to find there, bro?
I was looking at some facts. Fact, because I didn't prepare that.
I have
either.
a fact.
Oh, do you? Okay, cool.
It's actually a pretty long fact, as you can see.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's we could actually
We can do
probably
it. You do it now?
yeah, why not?
Okay. Back to back plug and fact.
All right. So I'm going to state the fact, and then I have deets because I didn't believe it.
Okay.
All right. So the article I read, which was false, says that you are twice as likely to be killed by a vending machine than a shark.
Oh, I heard this on the radio.
Did you? I didn't hear it on the
John
radio.
Boy and Billy. They did it on their quiz. the
Did
other
they?
day. Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Awesome.
But
Sorry.
so I was like, okay, let's, why? Let's talk about it. So the actual number that the article that I saw quoted said 1 in 250 million chance of being killed by a shark. And I know a lot of people, Andy's best friend, scared to death of sharks, will not get in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Scared. 1 in 250 million. But you're like, how many people are in the country? It's like
Of being killed by one, right?
killed, not chopping a limb, but being killed. So, which if you lose a leg in the ocean, you're probably done. You're gonna bleed out pretty quick, and that would hurt all that salt water.
That would be the last of your concerns. Oh, it stings from the salt water. Otherwise, it's not too bad.
I'm cold and sleepy now. 1 in 112 million chance of dying from a vending machine. But the attacks is what. So I have data from 2010 to 2019, and I got this from NEISS, which you can go there and do queries on whatever you want. And
Cool.
I did vending machines. There's not a lot in there, but I found out I read probably 40 reports, and I got some data, which I didn't write all the reports down, but I just regurgitate. So the three main sharks: great white, tiger, and bull shark, which is why the United States and Australia have the majority of the shark attacks. So these sharks in the water, and you can do shark trackers and look at them and see where they are. And there's been like this huge great white that comes up and down the East Coast all the time. Never killed anybody, but it's like a monster. It's like a school bus shark. So total attacks from 2010 to 2019. I didn't do total because I'm an idiot, but it's 38, 31, 53. So 2015, there was 59 attacks. Okay. 53. So it looks like it's around 45 to 50 is the average.
Okay.
Attacks a year.
All right.
The deaths, since 2010, the most deadly year was 2010, and there was 2 deaths. So 2 deaths, but I picked 2001 because it was the most attacks. So there's 59 attacks in 2015. Why did I say that? 1 death.
All right.
there were 2,206 reported injuries from vending machines and 4 deaths
Interesting.
in 2015. So I was like, all right, what are these deaths? Because I don't believe anything I read anymore. Or what are these injuries, you know?
Right, yeah.
So some of the injuries were like a guy bent down to pull a Sprite out and popped his disc. So some of those were those injured. They weren't actually injured by the machine, but it's counted as a vending machine injury. One, this lady...
Sounds a lot like how they're counting COVID deaths.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Did you look up the... Never mind. This lady got on top of a vending machine. There were screws and like rubber plugs up there, and she shoved the screws in her...
The word itself makes some men uncomfortable. Vagina.
Oh, yeah?
And was like shoving the rubber plug up there and like punctured the inside of her body. That is a vending machine injury.
What? Why would somebody
Don't
do
know.
that?
But I read the report. I don't know. I was like, this is strange.
People are fucking weird, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of the deaths, though, are the machines themselves falling on top of you, which the thing said 300 kilograms. I don't know what that is in pounds, but it sounds heavy.
It sounds pretty. I mean, I've shaken a few, which is how this generally happens. So
that's what it is. People tipping,
trying to get something out. Yeah.
And we did it in college. We used to lay them down flat and just pick up the bottom and then just put them back up, and then everything would fall down. We used to do it all the time. That's how we ate. But I really thought that some of these would be like, I got diabetes because I'm a fat loser and just eat out of vending machines all day.
Honey buns all day.
Yeah,
honey buns and Diet Coke.
But as the more I read and thought about it, you can't prove diabetes from a single vending machine incident.
True. It would be over a long period of time.
Yeah. So you could eat 10 sticky buns a day from a vending machine and then have one Snickers bar from the gas station. That Snickers bar could have been what did it.
Yeah. It's
But-
true.
So the injuries are interesting. A lot of them, like a lot of leg lacerations where they fall and just cut the leg right off.
Right off.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I think the line, the report was saying, the edge where the glass is, that thin edge there will just, and your leg goes through the glass.
Excellent.
Yeah. So all the pressure's on this tiny little edge.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yep. So the average is 4 deaths per year, which, as you see, between 2, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. Find out what that means in binary. Except for the 2, obviously. But so those are the deaths from sharks. So we're averaging 4 a year, which makes it almost 6 times deadlier than shark attacks. Vending machines.
I'd rather take my chances with a vending machine.
I don't know.
I have no.
Statistically,
I'm
you're
not
safer with sharks.
I'm not scared of dying from a shark, but being bit and
That would suck.
Potentially mauled or disfigured from that sounds awful.
So you know how we always talk about lying with statistics?
Yeah.
Statistically, this is a bullshit fact because there are vending machines all the way across the country, but the water is only, there are people that live in the middle of this country that have never seen the ocean.
Yeah.
So they would never, their chances of being
there's
shark
there's a lot of things that are not being
And how many
calculated
times of the year are you in
fairly.
the ocean?
True. Also not very often. I'm not a Navy SEAL.
Not in the winter,
Not a diver. Yeah.
So statistically, this is a really stupid fact, but it is because we're lying with statistics here. This is a fact.
Interesting.
But someone that lives in Oklahoma has never seen the ocean. I bet you they've used a vending machine. I bet you they've stolen from a vending machine. Raise your hand if you have never stolen from a vending machine.
Now put
See
your hand,
that?
now put
No
your hand,
hands.
Put your hand down if you raised it because you're an idiot. Nobody else can see you.
Yeah, it's stupid. Dumb. But yeah, so that was I found it fascinating. And the more I did research, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. This is a stupid comparison.
A lot of statistics and comparisons are stupid.
Yeah. And so that may be the fact of the week is you need to realize what they're comparing and see if that makes any sense to you. Because this is kind of dumb.
Interesting.
It'd be like saying, think of another one, like men own more hats than infants. Like, why would an infant own a hat? Of course. You know what I mean? Okay. Red Bull.
Red Bull, whiskey.
Just a regular old Friday evening.
That's right.
That's right.
Man, turkey hunting in the morning still?
Yes.
Yes.
What are we drinking tonight? Other than
We don't need to get there super early because I'm not going out tonight to roost, so I'm not going to have a specific place in mind to go.
we're just gonna crow call and see what pops
Yeah,
up.
we'll get there. I figure 6:30, mainly at the idea of interacting with another human that early. It's enough to deal with you at 6:30 in the morning. Let
I'm
alone
tough
other
to
people.
deal with, especially an hour car ride. I'm fired
Oh
up.
yeah, you.
By the time
you
I
have to
get
drive
there,
an hour, don't you? It sucks.
by the time I get there, I've already spent an hour in a car
Yeah, we could probably.
and $65 in fuel.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah, the motorcycle, the price that he wanted originally, because it's a 5-hour drive, has come down significantly because I was like, that's more than 2 tanks of gas. It's going to cost me like almost $600 just to come get it.
The bike, yeah.
Because I'm going to tow the trailer.
You see how much it costs.
I gotta
to have
take
it-
the trailer.
You
There's
shouldn't-
no
we should
other
see
way.
how much it costs to get shipped down here. It might be cheaper.
I don't have that patience.
Okay.
You know how I am. I'm like, ooh, shiny object, and I got to touch it as quick as possible.
You can wear a helmet when you drive this thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Stupid.
Is your wheel and all that stuff taken care of? So
Yeah, you get it all. You get everything. And I told you that
not-
some people will hit you up and be like, hey, Matt said I can have this. They're not lying. I told them they can have it.
okay.
Because nobody knows what I own. So if somebody reached out and said, Matt said I can have
Specifically,
it,
yeah.
there's like 3 things specifically.
Gotcha.
So if more than 5 people come to you, be wary. Like all these people.
How will I know which was the first? If 5 people come to me, how will I know which of the 3 are correct?
It's 2 guns, the car in the garage, and the cats.
Oh, okay. So if anyone comes asking,
There may
for
be
anything,
more than one person with the cats.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's a lot.
In fact, if anybody comes asking about the cats, first come, first serve, because I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with them.
Yeah, you just leave them in the house.
Also, why are we acting as though Andy's not going to be around to also take care of the cats?
She doesn't know I'm going to get the bike, by the way.
I don't have a button for that one.
She doesn't know anything. I found she doesn't care what I do ever. She's always cool, but I have found that the motorcycle thing is a touchy subject because the first question is why, and I don't have a why. I don't know. I need it. Something inside me because I got more tattoos, so I'm like now. I don't know. It'll be fun, especially if she goes with me to get it. She's like, why are you taking the trailer? I'm like, just. The other thing too is I was trying to see how close it was to the barrel place. It's not,
It's not, no.
which sucks.
Where is it at again?
Galax.
Oh, okay. I don't know where that's at. Never heard of it.
It's
Never
like
heard of it.
an hour north of Statesville.
Oh,
I thought it was closer to Kentucky where we get our barrels, but it's not.
right, but it's not. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Did that guy ever hit you back that bought the barrel locally? Did he ever respond?
Oh yeah, I dropped that off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other guy that bought the barrel at Seawee has not reached out to us at all.
Yeah, but he was like, one day,
Yeah, it's kind of a...
hey, if you're listening, come get it.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't really hear.
Also, there's a guy,
When you come.
that guy that was like worried about shipping something local. I think I'm just going to tell him to place an order. And if he wants to pick it up Saturday, fine. If not, I'll meet him somewhere with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get the screenshot I sent you of the Google Analytics of how many people
I get the
have
same
gotten
thing.
directions here?
Yeah.
It's alarming. It's almost enough to open
Well,
it.
it makes me wonder just like, because I do this sometimes where I'll look at a place and I'll be like, oh, they have a place. Like, where is it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, where is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to see where it is, but I don't actually go. So it makes, I don't know.
Surely at least one of them came here.
We should put a whiteboard out front that says, did you come here looking for a storefront? Yes or no? And then just put
Put
tallies.
tallies. Yeah. Check yes or no, or have a QR code.
Oh, yeah.
Scan this
Fancy.
and vote.
I wouldn't scan it. I wouldn't do QR codes. Like,
Yeah, get ready to, bro. Okay, so the second version of that, I can't remember the name of the software. The one that they used in Israel?
oh, Stuxnet?
No, the newer,
that was Iran.
the newer one.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
Not Blaster. It's this old. It was a worm, I think.
The second one,
Getting really geeky over here.
they send you the Prince of Saudi Arabia did this to the guy that runs Facebook, whatever his name is.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Sent him they're friends, I guess, but he sent him a video, and in the video, was an installer and installed it on his phone. And then at night, when you're not using it, it reaches out and downloads the full package. But they stole like 100 gigs worth of stuff off his phone. But apparently, you cannot find this thing. The new one, the version 2, you cannot find it. It's unfindable. The only way you can is if you start to think something's weird here, get a new phone. But if you put it all in the cloud and then bring it back, you just reinstalled it. So there's really no way to get rid of it. But it also self-destroys itself after I think it was 7 days. You turn your phone off. After 7 days, like it has like an internal timer. When you turn the phone back on, it'll know that the phone's been off for 7 days and it will uninstall by itself, removing all traces. So like the new ones, it's crazy. And you can buy it. I mean, we couldn't buy it, but like a government could buy it.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure most governments have bought it.
We don't have enough time. We don't have enough time to go down the rabbit hole of cyber warfare in nation states.
No. I just found the new one was so smart.
There's so much going on in that realm right now. Like I just watched a detailed research report about the capabilities of exploiting QR codes, because a lot of QR codes,
that's where I was going.
Generators utilize a third-party relay. So you scan the code and it says, oh, you want to go to this. It sends it to a website that says, oh, he wants to go here.
Yeah.
What is this QR code? Oh, it's for that website. And it sends it. And that third party, that extra step just opens
man in the
middle for all kinds of session hijacking, man in the middle attacks to session hooks, which is, I don't bore people with stuff, but man,
we're both certified ethical hackers, by the way.
Still that out there.
I just paid my $80 dues for it.
I got mine coming up soon. Actually, I need to check on that.
Yep. I just paid it yesterday or Monday, Tuesday. Either way, just paid it. So I'm still current.
That's good.
I don't even need it anymore. I don't know why. It just looks good.
You have to have that on a piece of paper. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Certified ethical hacker. Oh, cool. All right. 1936, we wrote that. Okay. Yeah. I remember what that is. All right. So turkey hunting tomorrow. And then I can go get my motorcycle.
I guess. I don't care.
Will you be mad?
I'm not going to be mad.
Be mad at me? Okay.
Yeah, man.
I'm probably going to go get it.
I got family stuff that happens, and you got to do the markets by yourself sometimes. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Maybe I'll see if the wife wants to come hang out with me.
Yeah, should.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Air show.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
I'll be driving back. Otherwise, I was going to go.
Yeah.
The Cajun Festival is this weekend, too.
Yeah, I know. I think, it's just me, I think we could do our own miniature Cajun Festival, and it would be a lot more fun.
I think so, too. We're going to.
It's expensive, though, so we need to get some people willing to pitch in.
So I think us and the neighbors, and we could do it in the backyard.
100.
Maybe we'll do a pick a Patreon and fly them in.
Like 60 pounds of crawfish shipped is like $400. It's a lot.
Wow.
I mean, it's got to be cooked that day. So
60 pounds is a lot too.
That's what I'm saying. We need to look at, it's recommended like 3 pounds a person is the recommendation, but having extra is really good because after everyone's full, you just sit around and peel a crawfish and make a big bowl out of it, and then you can freeze it and cook it later.
We'll make crawfish. That's the word of the week.
Crawfish.
Crawfish. Put that in a comment below. You don't have to use a sentence, but I like reading the sentences. They make me smile. And if you do a review on the audio platform, just leave a review and use the word crawfish in there, and you'll be entered to win. We also, I think you have 3 days left for the last episode. We gave you 10 days.
Oh, yeah.
And more people listen to the end than I thought. But it's like the usual suspects.
The usual suspects?
Yeah.
Huh. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. I like comments. I like reading them and responding. We try to respond to everything.
I was going to say something I freaking forgot.
We were talking about crawfish and how expensive it is. And then 60 pounds. So we need enough people. But we can use the pool. We hang out in the pool.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
We can offset, like, if we know we're going to have, like, this many people, 3 pounds per person is recommended. We can say, hey, let's do 1.5 pounds per person, and then we can buy shrimp to offset. Right?
Yeah.
You can have both, because you can get shrimp locally and cheaper. So there's options. Is my point.
Yeah.
And I haven't. That was just the first place I found online that ships. We can look around locally.
Did you do it before?
No, I've never done it here. There's obviously they have ways of getting it here.
Yeah.
So I just need to do more research and see if there's a place that's
I wonder if Lola sells it.
close enough to go drive early in the morning, pick it up, and drive back. That'd probably be more worth it.
To Louisiana?
No,
Oh.
absolutely not.
It's like you're not driving there and back.
No. I'm talking about driving somewhere that grows them. It's just Louisiana that's a huge farming industry down there, and then outside of Louisiana, you maybe a little bit in Mississippi, and
is it grows them or raises them?
Raises them, I guess, grows them. I mean, they farm them, and
I know they look like they're just like chimney pipes coming out of the ground.
Mm-hmm. They're like the little baskets, similar to what you like pods you put out for a crab and other things, but they flood rice fields. Yeah, it's the same fields that you grow rice.
Well, I know that we have crawfish here because we see them all the time at the club.
Yeah,
dead ones.
It's just a farmer going through the process of cultivating that as an actual industry. It's a little bit different.
I could ask Lola. I have no problem going to Lola and having lunch and asking them where they get their crawfish.
I can also reach out to my aunt. My aunt owns a farm and they sell crawfish to industry.
That seems like the most likely.
Right, but it's one of those things where it's like, hey,
can I get 20
Can you do me a favor?
I don't do that. I hate that.
It's just like they make money by selling their crawfish to like restaurants and like casinos for kitchens and stuff.
If someone asks you for a favor, do you remember it and be like, this guy now owes me a favor?
No,
I don't either.
I don't do things
usually call them
expectations of anything in return. People have borrowed money. I don't expect the money back.
I don't think anyone's ever paid me money back. Of all the people not that I don't really loan people money, but I have.
Yeah.
And you know a couple of them, and I don't think none of them have ever paid me back.
Yeah, it's if that was me, it would drive me nuts.
When I see them spend money, it bothers me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if I know that if I knew that I was in a situation, I would have a hard time doing those things.
Yeah.
Like my dad loaned me money not long after I was out of college, a pretty hefty sum. I needed to take care of something. Some things came up, and he cut me a check for several grand, and it ate away at me for weeks until I just took an early, not smart, but I took an early withdrawal from my 401k. Not a lot, but enough to pay him back. And I was like, here you go. He was like, I wasn't expecting that back. Yeah. I'm like, I could not. It's like it was eating away at me day and night. I couldn't do it.
When all my money got stolen, the in-laws, because I was not going to ask anybody, and Andy was like, we got rent, or not rent, but the mortgage and bills and stuff, and I was going to pull out a 401k because I just, I'm not going to ask people for money, and so they sent us a substantial amount of money, and it drove me nuts. I paid them back within like 10 days because after I got my money back, I sent it all back. But even if I hadn't got the money back, that would have been priority number one.
Sure,
is pay them back.
Yeah, I can't. I just credit card company. Man, fuck it. I'll pay you.
You're gonna get it as the minimum that right. I'm willing to pay. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean. I'm looking for the fact I was looking up was about the Blue Angels because they're performing at the. Do you know they fly within 18 inches of each other at times?
Have you seen the video of them doing it?
Yeah,
where the guys were
from inside the cockpit,
and we were watching it, and I'm like, how do they get? It's like they really trust. I think, like, as I was running through my head, like, how would I, if I was flying it, how would I do it? I would have to be like, okay, I'm in front, so you're gonna trust me to not do anything. I'm gonna sit right here. And then it's up to you to get close to me.
I think that's how they do. I think one is point, and everyone plays off of, has someone that they play off of. Yeah. And to do anything otherwise sets everything off.
But they still move. Like they couldn't.
Oh yeah, I mean they hover.
They couldn't get 9 inches from each other.
It's wild. Like they've definitely figured out, like, this is our threshold, and this is as close as we get. They were actually, I picked up Gavin from school yesterday, and we drove back. We took a detour and came up this way, and they were practicing.
Airport Road.
They have it closed. But yeah,
Airport Road's closed?
Well, no, I'm sorry. Airport Road's the one that runs. It's closed. Well, entrances are closed at a certain point. And yesterday they had it shut down at certain parts. Yeah, but we drove by and got to see him practice. They were doing some things, and they fly so low and so fast for the air show. It's a lot of fun, man. I grew up going. I'm sure as you did when you were a kid, seeing the Thunderbirds and
the B2s
and the B2s.
We lived in Missouri,
right? So not strangers to, but I'm still like, I get like a little kid when I go to air shows too. I love aircraft and just seeing, it's just, I don't know. There's just something about planes doing all those acrobatics and things that they do. It just defies gravity and everything and it's just fascinating to me.
We were watching something on the G's, like the G's they pull, and it led to that, but it was like the machine, like the human body passes out. Like if you're not used to it, I can't remember the number, but they have to train so that they can go past that number.
Right. Yeah.
It's pretty wild, but that's one of the reasons they put them on oxygen, because they'll give them different mixtures or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was talking to there was a guy over that flies 35s, and I was talking to him. I was like, how high do you go before you need oxygen? I can't remember the numbers, like 12,500. And then we've talked about this before, but I was asking him, I was like, how high does that go? And he was like, classified, but you can basically say you were in outer space. I was like, what? So to think that you could take off from here and fly pretty much to outer space in these things.
I went down a rabbit hole several weeks ago, on what the known capabilities of the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter in combination with the F-22 and some of the other platforms and the missions that they
because they're all made for different things.
Right. And when you combine those in terms of air superiority and in conjunction with what we have in space satellite wise, there is no country on Earth that owns the air better than we do.
Oh, no. It's
absolutely nothing.
Especially after watching Russia break down,
dude,
all the way through Ukraine.
Yeah. I saw some, it's been really funny watching some of the reports and interviews with people like former, like retired generals, like General Petraeus and some of the other folks that are doing the analysis and this stuff. And there's times where they're talking and you can see, like, and sort of hear in their voice that they almost have a hard time believing the words that are coming out of their own mouth, because for so long, Russia has been this, they're a superpower, but it's like, unless they're just playing possum right now, there's nothing
getting
that
rid
indicates
of some old equipment.
Maybe
they could be posturing.
Yeah, maybe so, man.
I'll tell you this: I know an analyst, a satellite, I know an analyst that looks at pictures of places, and he was telling me that that's pretty much what they got.
Yeah, so someone was talking about the fact that the United States, despite the negative impacts that it had, being at war for the better part of 20 years, forced us and allowed us to identify issues in
continuously
everything from command and control to how things are operating on the ground, tactics, so on and so forth. And Russia has not been that involved at that level. And their commanders don't have the experience. Their generals don't have the experience leading troops and doing those things.
So they had generals die in combat, which is crazy.
And that's what Petraeus was saying. He was like, things are bad when generals are having to go to the front line to fix stuff and then dying in the process.
If your generals are dying, you're really screwed up.
And then I saw a video the other day of apparently one of the first counterattacks from Ukraine on Russian soil, and it's helicopters. So helicopters just cruise by Russia's anti-air defenses, apparently, which are not as great as they thought it were. So like the whole world is watching this going, oh, they're not so scary after all. And then it's like, then I'm like, so now that we've gotten out of the way, can we focus on China? Where the real problem is, in my opinion. But that's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
I want more of this.
Do it. Have more of that. Just sucked. Beep. It is not a good indicator of the juice inside.
No, it is. There is not a direct correlation between cork poppage and juice quality.
I might have another because I want to smell it again.
What time is it?
I don't know. Remember we took our watches off?
That's right. We did take our watches off.
Don't say it.
I'm not.
Because I don't want to know. In 2019, there's 41 shark attacks and 0 fatal.
It makes you wonder, like, how many of those are underreported too. Like, some bruh in Hawaii get bit by a shark. And it's like, man,
It kind of makes it
Rinse it
seem
off.
like that's really crazy fear to be scared of shark attack.
right.
Because, I mean, the largest one in the past 10 years was 59.
Yeah.
59 attacks.
Oh, speaking of things that are deadly, fentanyl. Let's take a turn. Let's take a turn here.
Okay.
So I listened to a podcast recently with it's called, the guy's name's Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan Show. He's a former Navy SEAL. Did some time with CIA guys. He interviews people that are similar to him or that are just interesting. He's done a couple of long podcasts with El Calderon, who does the stuff in Mexico. Well, he's did this podcast with this guy who's like a journalist, and he embeds himself with the cartel. Like he goes and talks to the cartels like, hey, look, I just want to come hang out. I won't capture names. I'll blur faces if you ask me to. I just want to capture some things. I'm trying to tell a story of what's going on here. And most of them, because these new cartels are young people. They're our age and younger. A lot
Yeah,
of
they're
times.
like, ooh, I want to
They're
be
like,
on Instagram.
Yeah, bring it on,
Yeah,
right?
with my Chrome 1911.
Right. Well, and so that actually has led to some of the cartel bosses being like, no more phones. If you're out in public, no flashy vehicles. You're going to drive around in a Nissan Versa or a beat up pickup truck, and you can have a handgun in public, but nothing else. Like we've got to change tactics. They've taken bigger drug operations that were just in like one or two places and spread them out throughout the whole city in small apartments, just changing the way they do things. But the fentanyl thing, dude, China is sending, whether they're sending or whether they're being recruited, chemists to help these cartels make more dangerous. And there's a new drug, and I forget the name of it, but it's not in the news. You can't find anything about it. This guy had to call around and talk to chemists and some other people to verify it. It's like 5,000 times or 500 times stronger than fentanyl.
Have you ever seen, in comparison to a penny, how much fentanyl you need to overdose?
It's crumbs. It's
like
teeny
the
tiny.
size of the pea.
Yeah.
If I don't know if a penny says
It's
penny.
tiny, man.
Is there penny on penny?
No.
Whatever. Maybe it's United States.
1 cent.
Cent.
Maybe the T.
Maybe the T. Yeah. It's small.
I think about this the other day. I got a scratch off, and I couldn't find anything to scratch it off because I don't have any change anywhere.
I mean, what's a penny?
I don't know.
It's
not worth anymore.
Yeah, nothing. I bet like now it's anyway. Money.
It's not real.
10% inflation.
Construct.
10%.
Inflation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fentanyl thing
My raise last year was a cut.
was a cut.
Was it was
I got
a pay cut.
2.5% pay cut this year.
The world we live in.
Yeah, fentanyl. And the other thing too is a lot of people don't realize that fentanyl has a medical use. It's like there is a thing they use it in hospitals.
Yeah.
But that the majority of people, they're not injecting it, they're smoking it or snorting it.
Right.
And then one other option is to put it under your tongue, like in the bottom of your mouth.
Yeah.
That's where it goes. But they were talking about that in relation to homelessness. Because like everybody thinks homelessness is, just me, lost my job, down on my luck, I need somebody to help me, or whatever. And you're asking, I'm going to get back on my feet. But what it is these people they have back pain or whatever. And instead of going to a doctor won't give them drugs because they don't really give drugs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They turn to this fentanyl stuff. And then before you know it, you can't work. And then you're sleeping on your friend's house or your parents or whatever. And then they eventually kick you out.
Spirals out of control.
And then before you know it, you're living on the street just chasing fentanyl. But because it's so cheap and you need so little of it to get high, that that's one of the leading causes of they're drug addicts. Like all the homeless camps and everything.
Yeah.
They're not what you think they are. But I was reading something that linked the influx of the ease of using fentanyl and getting it and how easy it is to make and all that and the price and then the increase in poverty and homelessness.
Yeah.
And they're like directly correlated. If fentanyl did all this.
Yeah.
So if there's something newer that's even cheaper and stronger, that's scary.
Well, in terms of, so you see in the news sometimes these busts where they're like, we busted this and it was, 40,000 pills of fentanyl. Big bust. Woo!
They talk about
Hooray.
8 grams of pure fentanyl will kill an entire town.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. This one cartel with their current operation, they broke down the numbers of how much what their daily goal is for production. After they did the math, it was like it was over, I think, 5 billion pills a year that they're making. That's just one cartel. And that's getting ushered into our country.
Yeah, straight here.
So we mentioned China earlier. And right, if you're not aware, China's goal of crippling the U.S. and becoming the world dominant, it's the long game.
And they have several approaches, and this is without a doubt one of them.
So many approaches, and they're very good at it.
Because they're dynasties.
And if you don't understand them, the same guy, Sean Ryan, he has an interview with a China expert, and Joe Rogan has done a couple with Mike Baker, who's a little bit annoying sometimes, but he's got some interesting insights on China also. But it's a long game, and this is 100%. But
in America, we focus on 4 years. Every 4 years, we get a new president. So but their dynasties are 100 years. And they're easily 50.
Yeah. And they have no problem spending money on putting an asset or a spy over the United States that doesn't produce any valuable information for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
Because they have hundreds of thousands of them.
And we still catch them all the time.
We do catch them a lot. That doesn't get advertised because it's not sexy for the news.
We don't want people to know either.
That's also true.
I would guess.
I wonder how many of those we successfully flipped to be double agents.
None? Not many. They have a different mindset, dude.
They really do have a different mindset.
Like the Japanese, I want to do a Japanese whiskey and talk about Japanese culture, but I listened to a book on Japanese culture, and they are not, now they are because they've been westernized, and that was one of the big pushes of the samurai back in the days. They didn't want them to change their influence to be Western, but the original Japanese culture, even during World War I and II, the original Japanese culture was not, you can't even fathom the way they think. It's because it's so opposite of the way Americans think. But yeah, these all that stuff's really fascinating. Especially, I really find the drug thing really interesting because of how much stuff is linked to it.
That's not even their biggest money source for a lot of the cartels anymore.
No. Oh, and
they do it. It's like,
and now that our borders are basically open,
dude.
I was reading 2 days ago, Monday. Biden did a press conference and said, now that COVID is over, we can change our border policies. So the most important thing there is COVID's over. Border policy, whatever. But we heard it from the White House. COVID is over. We're done. Congratulations.
I just got a great idea for a podcast.
We made it. Can't believe we made it. So shocking. Okay. I'm going to go look up bobber parts. Like drop bars and drop.
Oh, they said body parts.
Bobber.
Oh, okay.
For the motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, you can have Saturday off, Saturday evening off.
Thanks, boss.
But I'm going to give myself employee of the month then.
It's your month anyway.
Right. Yeah, that's right. We alternate because we are it.
We are it for now.
All right. Enough. Happy Friday, folks. Or happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Anyways.
Start of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we doing for CB or for the CB Spotlight?
What do we have left? Hold on.
We have Fish Hippie. We have Gallo Wines.
Let's
do that one.
Gallo Wines. Yeah, we talk about some scotch and some other stuff in there as well.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
Gallo Wines.
Forgive me, can't remember the guy's name.
I just saw it yesterday. He's like the Southern or South Carolina manager for Gallo Wines.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was an interesting chat. Yeah, we'll do that one.
Yep. And we're probably not going to film an opener for that. We'll just
go right into it.
Yeah.
I'll just play an intro and we'll ease into it.
Yeah, that works.
Cool.
Sick. All right. And we got more feedback this week on the Coast Guard episode.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a fascinating episode.
Lots of people like it.
We should have him in the studio so we can have a easier to hear conversation.
Yeah. I don't think it was bad. That was one thing that when we had that dinner with Siwi, and John was like, I love it. I love the sound. I love the audio. I love that I can see people walking back and forth because like he put the show on, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, I can see people being intrigued. He was like, if anything, this seals you guys coming again next year.
Yeah. I think if we're going to do it again, we need a little bit different setup, something that's a little bit on a raised, even if it's just a few inches in the same tent.
Yeah, a little
raised
platform
off the ground so it's a little more even. And I will continue to do research on better microphones for the outdoors. I think these are great for studio quality stuff.
The audio version only, I got you, but the video version, I think it kind of helps that you can hear things in the background.
Right.
You guys tell us.
But
what do you think about the sound in the background?
They're different though. That the microphone on the camera is recording a better balance of sound for whatever reason. This is picking up a lot of the background noise.
Oh yeah, I have audio processing on that.
I do too on the mixer.
Well,
but
I mean,
for
it's
whatever
double
reason,
processed. That's my point.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Anyways, lessons learned, but we will continue to do it. I think it's cool.
I do too.
All right.
Okay.
Till next time.
Bye.
Peace.
Love.
Stop it.
Charity.